Heat. But let's start with the Bucks and buy or sell the Bucks. Are they fool's gold? Definitely starting with T on this one. Buy or sell on the Bucks.
Oh man, that's a rough one. That's a rough one. And I went back and forth with this one, but I think at the end of the day, you kind of gotta buy it. You kind of gotta buy it. Even if the Bucks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, you kind of have that they won't get it done. From what you've seen in the past. Right now, it's not like they're dominating in the East. They're winning games. They're doing well, but they're not dominating. I still don't like DiVincenzo in the lineup. I'm not sure what they're doing there. So I'm a buy. I'm a buy. I like them to be a hard team to get out, but it's just teams that I like a little bit better in the East.
Okay, okay. I'm not too surprised that T's buying there. Bryce, what are your thoughts, man? Buy or sell on the Bucks?
Oh, I'm totally opposite, man. I'm selling the Bucks as fool's gold. I mean, how can a team that making runs year after year be considered fool's gold? What? Because they're not winning the championship? Is that the gold we're looking for? Is that
Yeah.
Is that the difference? They're 1.5 games out of the first spot right now, right? Last week we talked about well-rounded teams. Everyone was talking about how they love well-rounded teams, and I agree. The Bucks might be one of the most well-rounded teams in the NBA. You got 6 guys scoring in double figures. I mean, Sixers have 5 guys in double figures, and that's the number 1 in the East. Number 2 in the East is the Nets. You know how many guys they've got? They've got 4 guys in double figures. So we talk about well-rounded teams. The Bucks have that. They have different guys that can contribute on a nightly basis. Chris Middleton. Nobody talking about him being snubbed from the All-Star game, but he's having a better season than he had last season. He's distributing at a way higher clip than he is this season. His usage is way up on the offensive end, but nobody's giving him any credit. Listen, the East is a lot tougher. We know that for a fact. The Bucks lost a few key bench rotational pieces. I think it took them some time to get used to that, and now they're getting back hot. I expect the Bucks to be up there when it's all said and done. Maybe a game out of first place. Honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they got first place in the East again. Definitely selling the Bucks as fool's gold. Wouldn't be surprised to see them in the finals again. I don't think they'll get past the Nets, but Eastern Conference Finals I expect it. And finals, it's a possibility. If one of the Nets guys go down, the Bucks become my favorites to go to the finals.
They're getting blown out as we speak, so.
Yeah, I mean, NBA, true. But they're also a game and a half behind first place right now. And the Sixers started crazy hot. Everybody was just ready to, say they were going to the finals, ready to give MVPs out. And now look, things have kind of balanced themselves out a little bit, and the Bucks look like they're going to be right back up there once again.
Okay, I think I might have heard a couple shots there. Scruff, definitely weigh in, man. But buy or sell on the Bucks. Are they fool's gold?
Well, I mean, fool's gold, and that's a good term. I think that's a good, accurate depiction of them. Fool's gold is pretty accurate. Basically what it comes down to is, I don't think they're going to make a serious run. I don't think they could get past. If we're talking about I think they're definitely a top 3 team, because in the East, I think there's only really 3 teams that could actually make some legitimate noise, and we know who they are. They're the Bucks, they're the Sixers, and they're the Nets. But I don't see them coming out of that mix. So in that sense, I agree. I think they are fool's gold because they are just good enough to have you feeling like they can actually win it. I think they'll be in the mix. And Bryce makes a good point. I looked at the standings before the show. Man, it's a close race in the top 3. It could go any which way. But I know I've been telling y'all this, man, for as long as we've episode 46. I've been telling y'all 45 episodes ago that Giannis Antetokounmpo is a regular season player only so far, and I'd like to see a little bit more postseason substance on his resume. And until then, it's full gold, my friend. Send it to the pawn shop, homie.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that gets lost in this, man. I really feel this way about the last couple seasons with the Bucks. Like, everybody just wants to point the finger at Giannis. If Giannis can't show he's a postseason player, then they're fools go. So I just kind of made my case for them being a well-rounded team, and it all comes back to everything on Giannis. He's the best player on the team. He's got to be better in the big moments. But I think everyone around him has got to rise to the occasion too. And you get that playoff experience. Y'all know I'm big on playoff experience. I'm very big on that. You get that year after year, you're gonna find a way to get it done eventually. I don't know. I just don't see the Bucks being the Bills of the late '80s, where they just go to the chip every year and just keep taking L's.
All I'll say is, to whom much is given, much is required. And they gave Giannis 2 MVPs back to back after, whatever the situation. So there's a lot required. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, do we actually see the Bucks getting past the Nets or the Sixers in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Absolutely. Maybe not the Nets.
Maybe the Nets.
Maybe
not
the Nets.
I don't think the Nets. I don't think the Nets. I think
the Nets are the team they could beat.
Nah, the Nets are like 9-1 in their last 10. They just found their stride. But I do think if the Nets lose a guy, which it seems like they be playing musical chairs with somebody sitting out, that opens the door for the Bucks and the Sixers. But if it's the Bucks versus 6 or 7 games, I'm going Bucks.
Nah, we talking matchups, man. I think the team that they could beat would be the Nets, because Giannis just come in and just start going buck crazy at the rim, all crazy, and they don't got no rim protectors. What they gonna do? They're not gonna do nothing. They're not gonna do nothing. And they could lose a couple games like that. DeAndre Jordan could get this sauce.
Didn't you just say that to whom much is given, much is required? So
yeah.
I mean, Giannis got to show me then. Like, you talking like he gonna beat the Nets? Like,
yeah, but Giannis has got slowed down. He's got slowed down by teams that had interior presences. The Nets have none. So I don't see if Giannis decides to go buck hole at the rim, which he does. That's kind of his game plan. I don't see who on the Nets is really going to stop him. So I don't know. I think the star power is still enough, but come on, bro. He might have a couple of crazy nights.
Is Giannis going to do enough to keep up though? Because
he might drop 50 points or 60 points on him. I don't know.
Nah, I feel different about Giannis.
And he'd have to do it more than once.
And I don't think it's rim protectors that bother Giannis. I think it's pace that has bothered Giannis. I think in the playoffs, man, teams have changed the pace so dramatically on the Bucks. For years, for the last couple years, it was Giannis gets the ball, he's off to the races. Teams found out a way to just kind of slow them down, and it really affected Giannis's play, because a lot of what he does happens in the open court. He's got to become a better half-court basketball player. That's a fact. And honestly, I've seen him become better this season. I mean, I've watched a few Buck games. It looks like he's adjusting to the half-court style of play. So we'll see how it goes.
No, that's for sure. I've seen Giannis develop a little bit more. He's a little more willing to shoot the three. Not a better shooter, but he's willing to take that shot. And just taking that shot helps. I mean, it'll help Ben Simmons too. He should take a little more of those. I think he just hit his second or third one. I think he's right above Shaq now all time a little bit.
Hey, that joint landed in regulation. That joint counts. That's 3 points.